Thank you, Say, for organizing this, and it's wonderful to be here. And my special thanks to Mr. Bali for allowing me to speak earlier. I got an 9 o'clock flight. I'm connecting to Bombay, Frankfurt today. Sorry for that. I will be short and crisp, and I have heard through the entire presentation today and all the speakers. They have said what needs to be said, I think, very accurately and more also in detail. Yes, Coimbatore has a right to win. It has got all the fundamentals. It has got the foundation. It has got the history. It has got the talent. It has got all the geographical conditions favorable overall. Yes, we are far down south. That may be the only negative point. We have factories all over India, 11 factories to be precise. This is the best place to work, highly efficient. I think very cooperative workforce, very talented managers, very loyal. What more you can expect? If you tick all the boxes, I think 8 out of 10 boxes will tick for Coimbatore. So what more can you aspire for living in this city? I like this new slogan, be courageous, be audacious, and also be very ambitious. The word ambitious, I am talking with a little more stress. The only difference in Coimbatore to the rest of India or rest of the world is we are very conservative. Conservative in our approach, careful with our finances, one step at a time. But that is not the way market is moving. The world is for startups today. I think the startups are wanting to burn cash. I've been listening to analysts, taking questions, understanding the market. I had a blunt reply from one of a very, very senior fund manager. He said, you don't understand the businesses. We understand the businesses, the new age businesses. That is it. Yes, then I understood that we are far away from understanding the new age business. First time when we try to do IPO, another fund manager said, why should I invest in the company? There's no return of capital employed. That word is quite aligned, alien to all of us. Not all of us, at least to me at that particular point of time. So what is scale? What is ambition? Today's newspaper carried an article about Foxconn. I think in the last page of Economic Times. They're talking to the central government, talking about what type of battery swapping you want, what is the size of the battery, what are the specifications, please give your policy, we are ready to invest. They have a ready-made solution with the Taiwanese partner. Yes, this company founded by Terry, I think today the size is enormous. It is around $200 billion in annual sales, whereas the GDP of Tamil Nadu is 300 billion. So in relation to that, we can see they employ 3 million people, but on record it shows 1.5 billion people, and they're growing at a phenomenal pace. They're only a contract manufacturer. So they are speaking to the government, we can put up the infrastructure, what you need for the battery swapping. Look at a company founded, it's a first generation company, founded, the current chairman, the founder is 70 years old. In a span of 50 years, they've reached a stage that they control the global market in contract manufacturing in electrical electronics, mainly. This is the really the blue chip industry. Coming to today's global geopolitical situation and where our neighbor, Asian neighbor stands and where we stand and where are the rest of the nations. I will just talk about where I am concerned about is the manufacturing GDP, not the other GDP. Manufacturing GDP, 47% is controlled by China. The output, 47%. Followed by US, 14%. Then it's 7% Japan, 4+% Germany, 2.5% India. Where is 2.5% to 48%? We know what is the potential we have. So how much can we scale up? If we take the new growth coming in or even shave off a couple of percentage points out of the 47% China has, I think we need to double our infrastructure in the next 3-4 years, what we built over the last many decades. This is not understood in the full context that our Asian neighbor in 1980, the GDP of their country and our country was the same. So today's GDP, I'm not an economic expert. As I hear, it is 6-7 times. Their countries 6-7 times more. But manufacturing GDP, all the multinational companies are coming to India looking forward for manufacturing. It may be the product, it may be for the market, it may be for contract manufacturing, but we seem to be disappointing them with our scale and capacities available, which cannot even they cannot move the market from China to India in any way. They talk about saying that China for China market is growing at a frantic pace. India can supply to the rest of the globe, yes and no. How long will it take? It is anybody's guess. You may say Foxconn is in a different age of technology or in different system. It cannot be compared to the businesses in India. When Arjun Prakash sent me a message, I was 3 weeks ago, I was in Austria, in a small town called Wels. And the company's name is Fronius. The Indian MD who had accompanied me on that visit wanted to speak to Arjun, and we had a small chat. The astonishing thing is that it is a third generation business, started in 1945 by Mr. Gunter Fronius. Simple technology, inverter. He just developed inverter to charge car batteries which was stalled there. Then he used the same inverter, it's a DC AC converter anyway. He went into welding technology. Then it went into for solar charging. These are the three vertical models only. Only the basic is inverter. For this technology, they have 800 R&D engineers. 800 R&D engineers. They employ 5,000 people in Wels in Austria. They have 6,000 employees all over the world. The second generation handed over to third generation in 2012. The third generation is a lady. She has grown the business from 2012 till today to 900 million euro. What I mean to say, small is beautiful, was the old story. Even small things can be made as big businesses when you look at the international business. The era of globalization is already there, whether we realize it or not. It has been creeping up on us for the last 3-4 decades. But today, whatever we manufacture cannot be for the local market, cannot be for the Indian market or the Asian market. It has to be for the global market, as Dr. Jairam Vadaraj has shown the way all along, that saying that we have to be global. If we are not global, then we tend to be attacked. Why? The scale of the business. Look at the e-commerce companies, whether it's Flipkart or Amazon. Some of the product manufacturers who got their own brands today are fearing them in a big way. Once you start supplying to them, then it becomes an Amazon product. It is no longer the product which was originally labeled at. Then we have the IKEA coming in. So look at the furniture industry. What will the transformation will happen? So everything has to be thought on global terms, global competitiveness, and global scale of operations. That is it. If you take a small niche area, like just we talked about Fronius and their welding technology, yes, it can be a $1 billion company. If you take something smaller, it can be $500 million company. But when you take up something big, you should be relevant with the size in the rest of the world, because that is the competition we have. We talked about pump industry. I think Mr. Prashant also expressed the size of the pump industry. Let us not look at any negative portion. Let us just say the potential is there for all of us. Earlier we used to say we don't have a market. Indian market is small or whatever may be. Today you just look at the global market. In one of the earlier speeches, there was a sentence mentioned that we hit a ceiling. After that, we do not know how to grow. Yes, every country, every state, every organization, every person comes to a point of incompetence, or it's a ceiling where he has to reinvent. They have to reinvent themselves to move to the next orbit. My favorite example is that you keep orbiting at the same position over the Earth. It is highly likely it's getting crowded. It becomes a mature industry and you have declining margins. So either you have to fire a booster rocket, go to the next orbit. But the risk of firing a booster rocket is, if it doesn't work, you come crashing to the Earth. If you stay at the same orbit, you slowly come back to the Earth. So there is nothing called any safety net anywhere in business anymore. Any business that is successful today has to work towards how to survive in the next decade. Survival instinct will be the key point going forward with these new opportunities. When I said scale, what scale brings about? Earlier, when we were growing at 10%, we said we are growing at 10%. Now, the inflation has caught up even in the Western world. US is having a double-digit inflation. UK stated facts maybe 15-17%. On ground is 20%. And we had even Western Europe, which is around 2-3% inflation normally, hitting double digits. So we are on par with inflation also with the rest of the world. So it now become a level playing ground for India. So we cannot complain, our inflation is higher. So what happens if we grow at 10%? We just manage inflation, maybe in India. But what happens, inflation in India brings 15%, we need to grow at 15% to keep inflation in check. We don't have any money for it. What happens if you grow at 25% in this condition now? At 25%, you have some money to do some maintenance capex, to modernize and things like that, and maybe to retain your talent where aspirations are increasing as they grow, and also the other opportunities also are coming available for them. We cannot blame them that they're leaving our organization and joining a competitor. So 25% is now a given to survive. Now, how do we expand? How do we take market share? So I think now 30% will become the new norm in this whole world. And China has shown the way how from 1980 onwards, having the same GDP today, there are 6 times more. The West is grappling with the problem about manufacturing capacities. Because in Coimbatore, we are not still a software hub, nor we are an electrical electronics hub. Yes, companies like Foxconn are around the corner, not far away from us. But fundamental manufacturing, where we in Coimbatore are extremely strong, and we are the one among the few cities apart from Bangalore who were in the map, I think 20-30 years ago. Even today, the skill level and knowledge level available in Coimbatore surpasses any other city other than Bangalore in the country, even today. So we have this foundation available with us. So how do we scale up? I think we need to change the way we think and seize this opportunity. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that globalization is coming to our doorstep. And with these few words, I would like to end my speech with the one phrase from Gunter Fronius, which I saw when I visited there. He said, he has made a simple statement. He was not so educated and all, but yes, he was educated. He said, we need to have education, we need ability, we need knowledge. The last point is we need the desire. Only then we can achieve something in life. All 4 are an essential ingredient for our success. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. If I could request you to just wait for a quick moment. I request Mr. Ramesh, MD AlphaCraft, to present a memento to Mr. Ravi. So, small is beautiful, and yet small can go global. We all have the potential to grow, and we need to move to the next orbit. Thank you so much for those wonderful words, sir.